Greetings everyone, Road Contractor here. So I've been doing videos lately on basically where I was at, being downrange and how my diet sort of, really wasn't all really there as far as the carnivore-ish diet that I'm on. And I call it the carnivorous diet because of the fact that, it's not strictly 100% meat all the time. Like for instance, in the morning when I eat my breakfast is a simple oatmeal and a coffee, and that's it. But what I wanted to talk about tonight, and I wanted to go into something a little bit different, was the other diets that are out there and how they've not worked for me. And I've tried quite a bit of everything. And it was really going through this whole lockdown, and I've been in quarantine. Like I've physically been locked down for where I'm at. I'm overseas. I'm a contractor. I'm a defense contractor, and coming back from some of the places that I've been at, the military was putting people into quarantine upon arrival back to this camp. For good reason, obviously. So I've done the quarantine and been on the lockdowns, and I've seen this camp be locked down and then let up and then locked down again and then let up. So hopefully this time it holds. But I've found something in all of that worked better than any of the basically the fad diets out there that worked was, and that's not really limiting calories. It is somewhat, but not completely, because you limit calories. What I've been doing and what's worked for me and what made me lose weight, what helped me lose weight and get into this shape, that I had when I was in my 30s. Like you said, I'm not a big guy. I'm not a big, strong, muscular, everything popping out all the time. And I believe a lot of that is to genetics, but I think you can get into good shape. Me, I'm a fairly slender and with a muscular build, slightly slender with a muscular build, physique. So I have shape, I have definition in my chest, I have definition in my abs, I have definition in my arms. But and I do contribute all of that to the exercises that I do, and I've been doing for years. But I've never really been kind of chiseled up and toned up really good with a really good set of abs, with a really good chest, And I have before and after pictures. You can look at all those in some previous videos that I've done. But being on these lockdowns, what I have found is, as far as the way in which we eat and the foods that we eat, the exercises that I did, and I found that it all ties together. Everything ties together. And then I've tried a few different things too. Like right now, I'm trying this whole, let me just eat meat. Let me just do this carnivore diet. Let me do a very high protein. Not to say that I don't get carbs throughout the week. I do. For a couple of reasons. One, the meats that I get sometimes are lathered in gravy or glaze, or they're battered like chicken, and I will get carbs there for sure. I'll also get some sugars eating those. It might be a sauce that I'm dipping my meat in, and eating along with it. So I'm definitely getting some sugars. I'm getting some carbs, but I'm not getting nearly as many carbs, not getting nearly as many sugars as I used to. And I try to watch a lot of that and kind of keep track of where I'm at, as far as my daily value. An adult male, I think, is, according to some of the research I've done, WebMD and other sites like that are pretty popular. You can get 37 grams, up to 34 to 37 grams, depending on what site you're looking at, of sugars. And then the carbs are actually kind of way up there, a lot higher than I thought they would have been. And I don't get nowhere near that. I always keep pretty close eye on my carbs. As a matter of fact, like I talked about in some of my previous videos, I was using muscle milk, which is a protein shake. There's a difference between muscle milk, the powder when you shake it up, and the muscle milk that comes in the bottle already pre-made. And the difference is that the bottle has way lower calories for one, way lower calories, way lower carbohydrates, and way lower sugars. But then when you go to the powder form, like all that gets elevated. You know, sugars, carbs through the roof. The calories are like 280, I think, for like just one scoop. So, you know, I still had the majority of that. I probably took maybe 2-3 shakes out of it over the course of the 2-3 week period that I had it, because, you know, I did go down range. I had bought it, had it here, maybe had a shake out of it, and then I got back and had one more shake. And then I really started looking at it, and I compared it to the bottle, and I was like, this is awful. You know, this is super awful. Not that they weren't delicious. Those shakes and muscle milk really are good, and you get a lot of proteins out of it. You just get so much bad out of it. So I changed over, went to, I just looked at all of them, because I mean, I like to get some protein. Helps with muscle building, and also maybe keeping up my weight a little bit, because I did get down so far, and like I've said previously, is that, you know, I got down so far, I can see it in my neck, I can see it in my face, is that, you know, I just lost too much weight, because it's, you know, I found this method, and I see what works. I found what works, and I physically did it. You know, I create a calorie deficit in the morning, and I start my day off like that, a calorie deficit. That is the core of what I do. I start my day off with a calorie deficit. So I keep my breakfast to a minimum. And just look at all the breakfasts, different type of breakfasts you can eat. You know, you can boil eggs, and you can eat just egg whites and get like super low calories and fill your belly up. You can just eat the boiled egg in general, you know, even put some salsa on it, which is what I do. If you do like 5 boiled eggs, put a scoop of just the boiled egg whites, get rid of the yolks. Even the boiled eggs themselves, whole with the yolk, still isn't a lot of calories, but just do the yolks or just the whites themselves. And one boiled egg, just the whites, you're only looking at like 17 calories. So do like 5 of them, you know, 5 times 17 is 85 calories, you know, so that's 85 calories, and you add a teaspoon of sauce, or not a teaspoon, but a tablespoon of sauce on top of that, and you're still only looking at, you know, maybe 100 calories, you know. Salsa actually is pretty low calorie. I was kind of surprised with it. There's some sugars and some carbs in it, but not a crazy amount, and it's actually not a bad, that and bean dip also, just 2, you know, like little additives you can add to your meals to flavor them up that really aren't bad for you. But anyway, it was, you know, I decided, you know, I do want to use protein. I want to get the extra calories from time to time, especially like today when I did my workout. I said I was kind of off of those 3-hour workouts, 3-hour plus workouts. And then today, what did I do? I did a 3-hour workout. And it's because I still run. And I'm just not going to stop running. I love running. That's my thing. It's what I do. I love it. I'm addicted to it. I feel good. I feel good if I do run. I don't feel too hot if I don't run that day. Even if I don't do anything else, if I get out and run, I just feel so much better. So it's a good thing for me to do, and I need to do it, and I want to do it. So I'm going to continue to do it. Now, am I going to do 1-hour runs like I was doing in the past? You know, because I've done a lot of research on, you know, like if you want to maintain health and, you know, physical fitness, a certain physique, if you want to maintain body weight, obviously you can't go out every other day and run 6 miles. That'll just kill it, you know. And I wasn't running just 6 miles. I wasn't just running an hour. There was times where I was running like an hour plus, you know, hour 15, hour 30 minutes, you know, even longer. And even when I'd end them hard, you know, I'd be like, yes. I still felt like I could have ran another hour, you know, but then I'd go out and I'd do my calisthenics, you know. I ran an hour and then knocked out 100 lunges and air squats, you know, and just killing the calories, you know. But when you kill calories, yeah, you're burning fat, you're doing that. But if you are trying to put on some lean weight, you're gonna just ruin that. You'll never get lean weight, you know. It's just like trying to lose weight, but at the same time, you're still eating a little bit too much, you know. It's high carbs and high sugars, you know, but at the same time you're doing all this exercise trying to lose weight, and you're like complaining because you're not losing weight. Well, Your carbs are still crazy through the roof, you know. If your carbs are high and your sugars are high, your triglycerides are going to be high. And if you're drinking at night too, which is one of the biggest things, if you drink at night, if you have an excessive amount, you know, an excessive amount would be like 4+ drinks probably, 5+ drinks, you know. I think a drink or two a night is probably okay, and that seems to be the research that I see on it. But anyway, drinking alcohol in general, that'll raise your triglycerides. And when your triglycerides are high, like any extra sugars and carbs that go into your system are immediately just going to go to fat storage. You know, it doesn't really need them. Your body's already high in triglycerides. It'll use a little bit for energy. Other than that, everything goes to carb. So I've been sticking with a high protein diet, and I drink a lot less here. When I'm downrange, kind of tend to drink a lot more, quite a bit more. You know, so I'm trying to lay off of that, and now I think my triglycerides by now should be like well within range, you know, a good range. They probably never really got high, but I did drink quite a bit when I was down there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were high. And I did put some weight back on. I did finally cross over that 180 threshold, which I've been trying to do, but safely. I don't want to just overdo it, and I kind of shot up there, you know, because like I said, my weight follows what I'm doing. So like if I'm losing weight, you know, and then I'm down here, here's my body weight, okay, now I'm where I want to be, and I start trying to, you know, eat a little bit more, put a little bit more calories on, my body keeps losing weight, and it goes down past what I want to do. So I start trying to overcompensate, and I go up, and then when I'm going up, it keeps going up after I'm ready to stop here, you know. So anyway, I got up to 180, 182, I think like 181 and a half, say. And then I kind of laid off of it, but I still traveled on up, hit 184 was my peak, and then started to come back down off of that. So, and I'm back down to like 177, 178. But like I said, all that depends on throughout the day, what you're doing, when you've eaten, you know, recently, and if you've exercised. One of the things I talked about yesterday was the fact that, you know, like I could lose 3 to 5 pounds in water weight, you know, if I go out and I do my exercises. And I'm not exaggerating. That's absolutely true. On an average day, like if I just go out and I do, say, a 10-minute run, and I do my calisthenics, I do my weight workouts, and I do my abs, and then I get another 10-minute run in, I can knock off, like, say, 1.5 pounds. And that'll be all water weight. My shirt is soaked. Everything is wet. My shoes are even soaked. My socks are soaked, you know, because I've lost all that weight in water. So I go from, like, say, 180 to 177.5, you know. So, but throughout the day, as I eat and I drink water and fluids, I'll get all that back. And by the end of the day, I'm back at 180 again, obviously, even well before the end of the day, you know, like midday, even just maybe an hour or two after my workout. Boom, I'm back at 180. What I was saying yesterday was that creating the calorie deficit in the morning, say I lose that 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds, you know, I go from 180 to 178 after a workout, and I do a hard workout, you know, so I'm in a calorie deficit. And then my lunch, I stick to basically proteins, you know, meats, and all that gets used in energy. It gets put back in muscle, you know, so that way, you know, kind of rebuild, you know, some of the muscle fatigue that I've worked off and doing my weights. And I don't really get any fat storage on it. So now I've gone from 180, I've lost water weight down to 178. But I only go back up to 179, 179.5, you know, so I lose a pound. I don't get all the way back up there. The next day I do that again, and the next day I do that again, and the next day I do that again. You know, I don't eat any sugars, I don't eat any carbs. I just keep it lean, and I work out my regular workout, which would be, you know, especially like a few months back, it would be definitely 2.5 to 3 hours. And a lot of sweating, you know, so, you know, lose that, say 3 pounds, call it 3 pounds in water weight. I gain back 1 pound or 2 pounds, I'm still down 1 pound, you know. At the end of the week, I've lost 5 pounds. 2 weeks, I've lost 10+ pounds. So I go from 180 to 170, you know, and then it shows, you can see it, you know, and then plus keeping it down. Now, your body's not just going to keep doing that. You can't just keep eating and working out and losing a pound a day. There's like this window that you will lose that weight. If you do the diet and you do the workouts and you do it that hard and you want to lose a pound a day, you know, that's how you do it. But anyway, you'll go from, like, say, if your natural eating habits, what you're doing in workouts, and you know, kind of calories you are taking in, be it carbs, sugars, or proteins. But you'll lose pound a day, X amount of pounds to a point, and it's just going to kind of level out. You know, it's going to kind of want to stop right there. You know, even if you decide I'm going to stop here, it's going to go down until it reaches that point. It seems like to me, that's what I've learned, and that's what it's doing to me. And I have results. You know, I mean, I was heavy. You know, I was heavy. My belly was hanging over my belt line. You know, and now I've come up off of all of that. Now I haven't burned off that last layer of belly fat like I want to. I'm working on that and trying to find the best, safest solution to do that, the safest way to do that, because obviously, like in a situation like I'm in now, if I just decide, you know, I'm going to stick to this lean diet and I'm going to do these hard, intense workouts, I'm going to lose down into the 160s. And I'm not going to look good. I'm not going to look healthy at all. And that's not where I want to be. I want to be here at my weight now, but I want to be lean. So, trying to control those carbs, and calories actually. But so I had the muscle milk. It was 280 calories per serving. That's like one scoop. This one's 120. So I always read these, especially now. I guess I should say lately, I've been really focusing on what this offers, you know. And this one actually, it's got protein. It's even got BCAAs in there. It gives you 5.5 grams of BCAAs, 24 grams of protein. You're only going to get 120 calories compared to 280 of the muscle milk powder. Carbs, I'm only going to get 3 grams, and I'm only going to get 2 grams of total sugars. So very few carbs, very few sugars going to, you know, in calories going into my body. So it's a bit more watered down than the muscle milk. Muscle milk, I ain't gonna lie, it tastes great. You know, you can mix that up with some milk, you know, maybe throw a little ice cream in there, you know. But I mean, it's already bad, you know, why not throw some ice cream in there? But this right here, yeah, it's a bit more watered down. You definitely, it says 6 to 8 ounces of water is what you want to mix this with. I suggest just 6, you know. You're only going to get 120. It doesn't matter if you use 6 or 8. If you use 8, it's just more watered down than it already is. So just use 6. And then put it in there. So you can even take this like 2-3 times a day, you know. So compared to, you know, that one massive amount. Yeah, you do get a lot of proteins out of muscle milk, but you get a lot of bad too. So I've seen guys take a lot of these whey proteins without really worrying about what it is. They're just going for the best flavor, and they put on so much weight, like they're not even putting on muscle, you know, at all. And I do want to put on some lean weight. You know, I know I'm not going to get big. I ain't trying to get big. I'm within 18 months of turning 50 years old, you know, so obviously I'm not going to get big. But can I use these to kind of keep my physique, you know, maybe keep a little muscle tone, you know, for what I do in my exercises? Yeah. So, and it seems to be working, you know. I'm not, you know, I'm not falling off into the old wrinkled, no muscle whatsoever. You know, I'm still keeping all that, you know. And I want to go into my 50s feeling good and looking good, you know, and I'm trying to. So 48 years old, I think I look better on average than like the average 48-year-old, you know, at my age, and a lot of friends that I have, you know. Not trying to be immodest, you know, rude, but, you know, honestly, like, I work really hard at maintaining my health, and I do. It's been some payoff, and especially lately. So going back to the beginning, and especially what this title is about, you know, diets just don't seem to work. You know, like I've done diets in the past, just tried them out, and I've also read up on other diets, you know, like the all protein, that doctor, what's his name, that did just the protein diet. I can't think of his name at the moment, but Atkins, the Dr. Atkins diet, which is like high protein, just basically all meats. I think the body does need some carbs and maybe a little bit of sugars, but just don't overdo it. And I do, like the oatmeal I got is just purely carbs and sugars, that's what it is. It's oatmeal, it's in the morning, but at the same time, it's also just 130 calories. So that and a cup of coffee in the morning, I'm good to go. I go out, I hit the pavement, I do my exercises, I run, and by the time I make it back here, I'm pretty close to lunch, so I'll go shower, change, and then I'm, getting close to that 6-hour mark, because I eat my breakfast like around 5 to 5:30 in the morning, and then I'm out at, on the road around 6:30, maybe even 7, just depends. Today I went out at 7, like I was on the road running at 7:05, and I didn't make it back here till after 10:05. So I did an over 3-hour workout. Now I'm not like constantly doing something each, but for the first 17 minutes, I think I was running, almost 20 minutes, and then I did my calisthenics. That lasted about 20 to 30 minutes. But today, like I just did them hard and fast. I do 100, my calisthenics, I do 100 lunges, 100 air squats, 100 push-ups, and 100 dips, bench assisted dips. I was doing regular dips on the bars, and I was killing those, but it's my shoulder just started to just come apart. I mean, it hurt. Hope I didn't cover that up. So my shoulder started to hurt. So I had to lay off of just doing regular dips because I got kind of crazy with it. And not only was I like doing my 100 dips, but like even like if I was doing curls or triceps, or if I was doing bench, in between those sets, I was doing more dips. Well, anyway, I ended up like this collarbone right here, it hurt. And it hurt for a long time, and it hurt. Even still hurts today if I just rotate my arm around. I'm coming out of it, but there's still a little bit of pain there. And so what I do is bench assisted dips, basically where you just put your hands on the back of the bench and you just lean down. So still getting a good tricep workout on the push-ups. I'm doing mostly chest and some arms, a little bit of shoulder, and then of course air squats and lunges is all leg, and you're doing your glutes, quads, calves, But today, like what I did is I just did 5 sets of 20. Actually, I've been doing that for the past few days, and I was doing that even before I left to go down range. But today, like I just really like, so I'm doing my lunges, and I'm like just striding way out there, like boom, boom, doing my lunges. Like really just stretching it out, and then I'm doing my squats to a point that I'm like almost jumping up off the ground. So like as I'm squatting down and coming up, I'm counting out 10, so I'm squatting down, coming up, squatting down, coming up. And I'm squatting down, as I'm coming up, I'm like lifting myself off the ground. I'm almost jumping off the ground, killing the push-ups. Of course, by the time I finish off my 100, I'm like kind of fatigued. I do a set of 10, so I'll do 10 lunges down, squats, 10 lunges back, squats, 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups, 20 bench assisted dips. Walk for 30 seconds, and then I come back and I do it again. And I'm like boom, 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 boom with the lunges, the squats, the push-ups. And I want to push myself a little harder each day because I can knock out 100 easily, And a trick, go out and do 10 sets of 10 lunges and follow that up with 10 sets of 10 air squats. Just do those. Don't do anything else. Just do those. And you'll see what I'm talking about, how hard it is when you're first starting off and you get fatigued quick. But I've like conquered that, now. I'm at a point now where I can just do them and like it doesn't almost mean anything. But I'm moving, I'm exercising, I'm working, I'm burning calories. So that's what's most important. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm focused on. So anyway, going back to, diets just don't work. And, I've done all the diets and didn't get near the results at all. you know, of what I've accomplished, you know, in this year, 2020, the craziest year of all. You know, it kind of opened my eyes, you know, made me see a lot of things more clearly. And so just to give you a quick rundown on my workouts, I do in my diet. So my diet basically is I do a calorie deficit in the mornings. Regardless of what I eat, I'm going to work out and I'm going to burn more calories than I take in the mornings. My morning breakfast is 130 calorie oatmeal and a 5 calorie coffee, which I say coffee's got 0 calories, but I'm not a scientist either, so I'll go by what I've seen the most of. I've seen both, but I've seen mostly, they say there's about 5 calories in a cup of black coffee. No cream, no sugar. I don't put none of that in there. So I've got my oatmeals, which, you know, just the regular oatmeal, the apple cinnamon, the brown sugar and all that, you know, so there's 34 to 37 grams of sugar depending on what I'm getting, which is within my daily limit. You know, I don't do any more sugars after that, maybe just a little, but not a lot. And I think I'm hitting around 12% daily value of carbohydrates, which is well below my daily value of carbohydrates. But and oatmeal is actually not that bad for you, you know, regardless of what the good doctors say on YouTube, you know, about the whole grains and everything, but they can be good for you. There's a lot of benefits to eating those, you know. I think if you overdo it, just like you overdo anything, you know, there can be some side effects, you know, one being weight gain, you know, because obviously you're getting too many carbs. You know, if you're eating just whole grains all the time and you're eating whole grain breads, oatmeals, cereals, you know, stuff like that, muffins, then obviously you're gonna be loaded up on carbs. Are you doing anything good for yourself? No, not at all. You know, you need to get more protein, less carbs. But a few carbs in the morning, you know, it keeps me going. I even had an oatmeal midway through the day because I got hungry, super hungry, and I think it's because I'm doing these long workouts. So also I wanted to tell you, like, the 2 doctors that I talk about the most are the 2 that I watch a lot of their videos. Dr. Paul Saldino, he's an MD, and Dr. Ken D. Berry. Both are big on these carnivore diets and high protein diets and the benefits of them. Of course, they're a little bit more on, you know, stay away completely from carbs. It kind of seems like to me when I watch their videos, and I'm not ready to give up carbs completely. And I'm not going to, I don't think, you know, because I kind of need them. If I don't take a lot of carbs in, I tend to be more fatigued, tired, sluggish, you know, if I'm just doing straight protein. So I got to get them some extra in there somewhere. But if I watch the amount of carbs and sugars that I'm taking in, if they keep it very low, like if my proteins are, you know, 75 to 80% of my diet, and carbs and sugars only make up 20 or less percent, you know, then I think, you know, obviously, like, I've not noticed any weight gain, any fatigue, any side effects, any adverse reactions. I just feel great, you know. Yeah, there's a few carbs in the morning. Sometimes there's some carbs in the afternoons and maybe even in the evenings, you know, from time to time. As a whole, a lot of exercise, a lot of proteins, you know, throughout the week, you know, so, and it's worked for me, you know, it's absolutely worked for me, you know, so I take what, you know, people that say stay away from meats altogether, I don't listen to them at all, but then people that say just stick to meats, you know, do away with all the carbs, you know, I do my own experiment with it, you know, and I found that a few carbs are okay. It hasn't hurt me at all. As a matter of fact, I've lost weight eating carbs. But going back to my diet, I kind of get sidetracked sometimes. So going back to my diet, start off with a calorie deficit in the mornings. So I have my breakfast. It's an oatmeal and it's a cup of coffee. 130 calories in my oatmeal, cup of coffee. And then I go 6 hours. So I'm going to go to the gym or work out because I feel good. I've eaten. You know, some people don't want to eat before their workout, and that's fine. You know, go do your workout. Burn off a bunch of calories, you know, then when you eat, it's not going to matter because everything you eat is immediately going to get used in energy. So you're not going to have to worry about anything getting stored to fat. 6 hours, hit that lunch, you know, and don't overdo it. You know, I mean, you're going to be hungry, trust me. But that's where I hit a high protein diet. And then another 6 hours later, I'm eating supper, and I'm eating even more proteins. I'm making sure that I get like almost exclusively proteins. Do I break down? Do I cheat? Do I cave in from time to time? Yeah, I do. Last night was Indian night. You know, I talked about this in my last video. And I love Indian food. You get chickpeas, beans. They have a mashed potato. I forget what they call it, but it's got like carrots and peas in it. It's really good. And of course, the gravy, the sauce they put over is all curry. You know, so. And what else is it that rice. You know, like I love biryani. You know, that comes with a lot of rice. You know, so. When I eat, you know, I go into the deep end and it's Indian night tonight, you know, so I'm going to load up. And I'm going to load up on carbs, you know, I know that already. But I've gone the whole week, you know, eating a lot of proteins, you know. I think one night I was okay, you know. Even, like I said, I would probably later in the week or next week, I don't know when, but I'll have a glass of sweet tea. I've been laying off the sweet tea because I'm just kind of doing away with sugars altogether. As much as I can. There's gonna be some sugars in the foods that you eat. You know, you can't do much about that. But if you pulled all those sugars out, like of all the foods that I eat, you'd see that that's a pretty small amount compared to the amount of meats and all the other stuff that I eat. How much sugars are in all? If I pulled all those sugars out, it'd be, you know, like teaspoon size, you know, tablespoon size at most. You know, over the period of several meals. My exercises, so. On average, this is what I do. 15-minute run in the morning, start my day off. Follow that up with 100 lunges, 100 air squats, 100 push-ups, 100 dips, bench assisted dips. I model my workouts after the Murph, and I'll talk about what the Murph is after. After I finish my calisthenics, I go into the gym, and any workout that I do, I'm gonna do 100 reps. So I might do 5 sets of 20, 4 sets of 25, 10 sets of 10. But I'm gonna get 100 reps in. So like, say if I'm gonna do curls, I'm gonna do 5 sets of 20, you know. Might do lighter weight. If I wanna go heavier, I'll do 10 sets of 10 and just increase every 3 workouts, you know, so, or every 3 sets. So I'll do a set of 3, add 10 pounds, do a set of 3, add 10 pounds, do a set of 3, do the same thing on bench, you know. And it's depending on like how heavy I'm working out or how light I'm working out. You know, if I'm obviously gonna work out a little bit lighter, I'm gonna wanna hit 20 reps and do 5 sets. So I'm gonna wanna do 25 reps and hit 4 sets, you know. So I just wanna feel that burn, you know. And I kind of mix it up between shoulder and chest, back and biceps, you know. And legs. I squeeze in legs a couple times a week, you know, here and there. Of course, I'm doing legs a lot. So anyway, whatever exercise I do, whatever workouts I'm doing in the gym, it's 100 repetitions. And then I do my abs. Now abs, I just go by an app that I use. It's a very good app. It actually has several different types of workouts in there. So let me go to this. This is what it's called. This is what it looks like right there. And I'll go down to the ab portion of it, so the very bottom, right there, hit that. Now my default workout is number 4, which is the yellow one there. And as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workouts. But they're all timed. So I get on the very first one, there's 3 sets, 20 each. And I just do, sometimes I might do regular sit-ups, sometimes I might do scissors, sometimes I might do reverse crunches, you know, it just depends. I don't follow I just follow the timer, and whether I'm doing 3 sets or 4 sets or whatever, you know. And it'll let you rest in between each one by like say 30 seconds to a minute and a half, you know, depending on where you're at in your workout. There's some that just do 4 different types of workouts, and there are 30-second rest in between. There's one that does 4 different workouts, but it's like 2 workouts per set. That's a very tough one. And there's some that kind of stretch it out. They're like, you know, 7 or 8 workouts, 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets, 3 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets, 3 sets, you know. So it just depends on, you know, how you feel that day, what you want to do. And I always there are days, I always try to push myself, but there are days where I go in there and I kind of want to take it easy. So I'm like, I'm just going to do like regular crunches, So I do crunches. I get bored with that. And then after that third or fourth set, then I'll start kind of picking up the pace a little bit, and go a little bit harder, push a little bit more, and end up getting a good ab workout. And ab workouts, key to losing that belly fat, along with the diet and the cardio. So then when I finish my ab workout, so I've already done my run, I've done my calisthenics, I've done my weight workout, now I've done my ab workout, and then I'm gonna get back out there. I'm gonna do, at minimum, I'm gonna do a 10-minute run, around camp, come back here. So that's how I start my morning off, and it takes me anywhere from at least 2 hours to 3 hours plus, just depending on how much I'm doing, how much I'm doing in the gym, how good I feel. There might be days where I'm like, I don't not really feeling it on the weights today, but I had a good solid run, or maybe I ran 30 minutes that day, so I'm not going to kill it on the weights. I might just decide, do a 30-minute run, do some calisthenics, and let me just get in like 4 different arm workouts, or 4 different chest workouts, or whatever, back workouts, or leg workouts, and then I'll just go knock out a run real quick and be done with it. And very rarely do I skip abs. I pretty much do abs every day, but like every day. I can't even remember the last time I didn't do abs. Even if I just run that day and I say that's the only exercise I want to get, because I burn a lot of calories, maybe I'll run. It's been a while. I haven't ran an hour in like the past few weeks, but like say if I run an hour that day, I know I'm going to burn about 500 calories running an hour. And maybe, I might possibly skip abs. I can't say because I have never skipped abs, but I definitely would skip like the calisthenics and the weights after a 1 hour run. And maybe I'll do that, some point here later on. Just thing about, I've noticed too, like when you run for long distances like that, like not only do you burn calories a lot, like during that particular time for that 1 hour that you're running, but then even throughout the day, especially when you're doing 6-hour intervals, a calorie deficit in the morning, you're just going to continually burning calories. It's like your body's just going to burn everything off, get rid of everything, It's a good way to lose weight, and it doesn't have to be running. It can be elliptical or rowing or on a treadmill, doing a walk on an incline. But do an hour, a 1 hour period of just strenuous, non-stop workout. And that's the key. Like, it has to be non-stop. When you run for an hour, you're not going to rest, take breaks, and intervals in between. It's going to be continuous for 1 hour, and that will really burn some calories. But yeah, just kind of want to talk about how diets. I've tried them. I've not had near the results. And I still kind of eat what I want to eat, I do break down from time to time, maybe I'll get a barbecue sandwich or a piece of pizza, and it's not going to faze me. I'm doing every single day, I'm doing the calorie deficit, I'm doing the 6-hour intervals in between each meal, and I'm doing my exercises. So, at the end of the night, I go over there and have a couple drinks, everything is okay, and I don't feel bad about it. And I lose more weight than I gain. I have to really worry. If I'm going to do the workouts, I'm going to do the diet, then I have to really watch, because I'll keep losing weight if I'm not careful, and I'll get down too far. I don't want to get down, where I look sickly, obviously. I want to look healthy. Well, if I'm weighing 170, I don't look too healthy, But if I keep myself above, 175, I like to really keep myself above 180, would be ideal. But do I want to be 180 looking like I ate a lot of cheeseburgers, or do I want to be 180 kind of lean? So I'd rather be lean. So that, is a bit more work to be done for me to learn, how to control that. Calorie burn, basically calorie intake versus calorie out. How much do I burn? How much am I taking in? How much am I burning? Can I take in a little bit more? Doesn't matter if it's like, say if I get a protein bar and it happens to be high in carbs and sugars, but and calories, but it's definitely high in proteins, it's going to have an adverse effect. I'm not going to put too much weight on, that day for eating a protein bar? You know, what if I want to eat a protein bar every day for the week? You know, I don't know. You know, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. I know this is kind of a long video. I always say I'm going to keep them short. I tell my wife that all the time. I'm going to end up making them way too long. So thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being supportive. And I hope that if anybody's watching these, they get something out of them. You know, try it out. Calorie deficit in the mornings. You know, simple breakfast. Solid workout, even if it's just 30 minutes to an hour. You know, you're going to burn a couple hundred calories right there. So if you only eat a oatmeal and a cup of coffee, you're only going to have about 130, 150 calories. You know, so if you do a 200 calorie burn workout, you know, plus whatever calories you burn leading up to that workout, whatever calories you're going to burn after that workout going into lunch, and then do a 6-hour interval in between, you're going to be in a calorie deficit, you know, and your body's going to need to pull energy to function from somewhere. And if it's not getting food because it has to wait 6 hours until its next meal, you know, it's going to pull it off your body, you know. And then maybe the next day you can push yourself, do a little something extra, you know. You want to do 30-minute elliptical, you know, then throw, you know, 50 jumping jacks, do 5 sets of 10 jumping jacks, you know, or run it in place, or you know, something, just do a little bit extra, but each day add a little bit to that, you know, build your workout, you know, up to, you know, if you have to wake up a little bit earlier, you know, do it, you know. The point is, stay healthy, you know, and set those goals for yourself, accomplish those goals each day, throughout the day, not long-term, immediate goals. That'll help you stay positive and you will stay fit. So thank you again for watching. Thank you for everything. Good luck with your workouts and take care.